More GPU price increases, the RTX 3080 Ti launch events seem to have canceled, and Intel finally gets a good CEO. Let's talk about it. Before that, make sure to subscribe and click the bell icon so you never miss another video. So just a little bit ago, when ASUS decided to increase the MSRP of all of its GPUs and motherboards, and in some cases by a significant margin, I figured it would probably only be a matter of time until all of the other AIBs followed suit. And if this story from PC Magazine, which by the way there will be links to all my sources in the description below, turns out to be true, well then it looks like actually, yeah, everyone is going to be increasing the prices of their GPUs. At least that's what it looks like. Now, of course, according to this article, it looks like so far only EVGA and Zotac have decided to increase their prices, and this is supposedly due to the tariffs that are going on right now, or at least that's the excuse. Though I gotta say, I'm not personally fully convinced that tariffs are the sole reason as to why some of these prices may have been increased as high as they are in some companies. But, you know, hey, I'm gonna have to take them at their word, as I have no evidence to suggest that people are just going out of their way to ask for more money. So it looks like, yeah, tariffs may be the reason as to why these prices are gonna be continuing to increase, at least from other AIBs. Now, if we take a look at the article here, we can see that if you look at EVGA, it seems as though their prices have only increased by about $70 on all of their models. So, you know, that's not too bad. And in a lot of cases, that's significantly better than Zotac, as it looks like Zotac, at least according to the article, has a $90 to $300 increase on some of its models. So yeah, that's a lot more severe in the case of Zotac. And after this, I gotta assume that pretty much every single AIB at this point is going to start charging more. And in fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Nvidia started charging more for their Founders Editions straight from their website at this point as well, because, I mean, if tariffs are the sole reason as to why prices are increasing, well, then, yeah, no one's going to be able to avoid this increase in price, and unfortunately, it's going to be passed on to us, the consumers, as they still need to make that margin. So, yeah, they're going to make us eat that price, and, yeah, it's looking like, you know, the RTX 3080, it might not be a $700 card anymore. It looks like pretty much the only models that you're actually going to be able to buy might be, you know, $800 to $900, because although there could be that, yeah, the MSRPs only end up increasing to like $770 to $800, well, it seems like the only ones that you can actually find in stock are the more expensive models, leading to cards, you know, starting to charge $900+ for an RTX 3080 straight from an AIB or from websites like Newegg or Amazon. But hey, if you think that's bad, you should go check eBay, because right now RTX 3080s do seem to be, you know, it looks like the cheapest one you can even get is like $1,300. So yeah, this GPU mining plus all of the craziness that's been going on, plus just everyone being stuck at home, it seems like GPU prices have gotten to absolutely insane levels. I've never seen them be this bad, and we're just gonna have to tough it out. Hopefully within the next, you know, 2 to 3 months here, things start to normalize a little bit, especially if Bitcoin starts to crash. So I hope that really happens, but hey, we'll just have to wait and see. It could end up being quite a long time. But now let's talk about the second story here, and this comes from actually Gamers Nexus. If you're not subscribed to him, you should definitely go subscribe to his channel. He makes great videos, but in one of his videos he just put up, he talked about that supposedly, I believe AIB partners were telling him that the RTX 3080 Ti launch has been essentially indefinitely postponed. So it looks like there may have been some launches or events that could have been occurring sometime through January or February. It looks like those have all been canceled. So at this point, any events around the 3080 Ti completely canceled, basically going to be postponed supposedly until they actually get enough stock to get you RTX 3080s and 3070s and 3090s. So, you know, that could be quite a while. I mean, it could happen in the next 1 or 2 months, or we could be looking at, you know, another 4 to 6 months before you can actually just go out and buy an RTX 3080. So it looks like, yeah, if the 3080 Ti does end up coming out, it's going to be quite a long time. But he did confirm that supposedly people were telling him that the 3080 Ti probably will have 20 gigabytes of VRAM. So at this point, when you got Cop87 Kimi telling you 20 gigabytes, you got Gamers Nexus saying that the 3080 Ti is going to be 20 gigabytes. Well, yeah, it looks like the 3080 Ti is likely going to be essentially just a 20 gigabyte version of the RTX 3080 with a few more cores on top of it. So yeah, it's not going to perform that much better. We're probably looking at somewhere between maybe 5 to 8% better, but hey, you're getting double the amount of VRAM. But I think what he was saying in the video is the main reason they postponed it was because, like I mentioned earlier, they want to get more stock. Because, I mean, if you look at all the comments on all their videos that they've been putting up, you know, everyone's just saying, yeah, stop releasing new video cards. We actually meet the demand of the cards you have out right now. And I think think, if Nvidia did decide to put out a 3080 Ti right now, it probably would look bad. So I do understand why they might be doing that. But for this final story, we have yet another Intel CEO, and hopefully this time it goes good because Intel's been having a rough time recently. But this story comes from CNET, and I'm going to read a little part of this to you, and then I'm going to discuss it. So they say, quote, "After just 2 years in the role, Intel's chief executive and former chief financial officer Bob Swan will step down effective February 15th. Pat Gelsinger, a chip engineer who spent 30 years at Intel, but the last 8 years at software company VMware, has been appointed the new CEO of Intel." Now, to me, this is actually really good news here because, I think there's a big problem when you have a silicon and tech company like Intel, and then you've got someone who's essentially, they're just a money counter. They're not really, probably too into the whole technology side of things, or at least they can't get quite as technical about it. I think that poses a little bit of an issue for companies like Intel because then they kind of lack the vision of what their technology should look like. They have a good idea of how to make more money, but they maybe don't have the same vision of someone like Pat who might have more intricate knowledge of these CPUs and actually might be able to have the vision to push them forward to get new Intel architectures out, make the right moves. What should we produce our chips on? Should we produce them on TSMC? Should we produce them on our own nodes? These are the questions that someone who's, very intelligent when it comes to chip design would be more suited to answer. So hopefully this goes better for them. Hopefully we start getting some serious competition here because, Intel has been able to compete, but they've been making very, very slow progress, and it's been a little bit concerning. So yeah, maybe this is going to be a new leaf for Intel, and they're going to finally start getting extremely competitive again and really force AMD to drop their prices because I got to tell you guys, these Ryzen 5000 series chips have gotten pretty pricey. But hey, that's just what I think. What do you think about GPU prices increasing? Are you going to actually be able to afford a GPU still, or is this getting a little bit too ridiculous and you're going to wait till the RTX 4000 series? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and of course, I'll see you in the next video. If you made it to the end of the video, be sure to drop a like. Every time you do so, AMD and Nvidia get more stock. Also, if you want to see more, click here. You won't be disappointed.